Hi guys! Today I'm going to be doing the Addams Family book tag, which was created by Hannah over at Hannah Books and Beauty, who I know watches these videos as she often leaves a comment. Hi Hannah. It's a tag themed around the Addams family because it's getting towards that wonderful time of year, Halloween. I, for one, absolutely love Halloween, and I have seen the Addams Family films countless times, so when I saw this tag I squealed with delight and couldn't resist doing it. So let's get on with it. Question number 1 is, Morticia Addams is the mother of the family and a witch. What is your favourite witch book? This question was actually quite hard. I thought I've read loads of witch books, but then I remembered I read most of the witch books that I've read when I was a teenager. I was really obsessed with witches for several years, and I read any book with witches in it that I could get my hands on. So I don't really have a particular favourite. I've thought about the books that I loved then, but I don't know if I'd still recommend them now. And so I'm going to have to go with the Tiffany Aching books by Terry Pratchett, because I have read those recently and they are not serious, horrific witch books in any way. Sometimes they can be a little bit scary and they can be exciting and they are most certainly funny. And I love them, so that's my favourite witch book. Question number 2 was also quite a difficult one for me to answer, and I can't really answer it, to be honest. It is, Gomez Addams is a loving father. Who is your favourite fictional dad? I don't have a favourite fictional dad. I sat there and I thought for ages, and I tried desperately to think of somebody, but everybody I thought of, it turned out to be an uncle when I double checked and looked them up or thought about the story a bit more. Yep, all uncles. I have loads of wonderful fictional uncles, wonderful fictional mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, cousins, brothers, sisters. No dads. Maybe I need some recommendations. That goes for the witch question as well. If you have any serious witch books to recommend me, let me know in the comments, and if you have any favourite fictional fathers of your own, let me know. Question number 3 is, Uncle Vesta Addams can generate electricity. What book makes you light up so much that you can't stop talking about it? I'm going to cheat a bit on this one because I don't want to talk about the same 3 or 4 books that I've mentioned in countless numbers of videos. Instead, I wanted to talk about a book which was kind of more relevant to the topic of this tag. And so I am going to say, where is it? The Diviners by Libba Bray, which is a book I really should talk about more. The Diviners is about teenagers of powers, mostly, but it's set in the 1920s. So it's ultra glamorous, and also there's a lot of racial tension and gender roles and all that historical stuff, which is terrible but also really interesting to think about from this point of view. And yeah, how they get into trouble and have to fight off the spirits of the dead, save the world. I love this series. I think it's brilliant. It's genuinely creepy and a little horrifying, and it's got a wonderful, diverse, fantastic range of characters. It's got a proper ensemble cast, and I absolutely adore it, and I wish I had the 3rd, and I think there's going to be a 4th book right now to read, but I can't. Libba Bray, I hope she's writing them right now as I record this. I just have to think that she is. Number 4. Wednesday Addams is obsessed with death. If you could have killed off any character in a book, who would you have killed off? Edward from Twilight. Number 5. Pugsley Addams has a vicious nature and plays tricks on everyone. Who is your favourite villain? I have to say that my favourite villain right now, and possibly for the rest of time, it depends, is still Opal Cowboy from the Artemis Fowl books. She is vicious, in a word. She is just, she's just a perfect villain. You love to hate her. She's so nasty. She is obsessed with herself and thinks she's wonderful, and that's how I'm doing. Love it. Number 6. Lurch is based on Frankenstein and a zombie. What's your favourite adaptation of a story? I don't have anything horror-related to suggest, but I always say that my favourite adaptation is the film of Cold Comfort Farm by Stella Gibbons. I actually watched that film before I read the book, and I kind of prefer it just a little bit, because I think that the characters really come across physically in a way that they don't in the book. In the film they get imbued with mannerisms and have this real physicality that's very, very funny. Not quite slapstick, but the way they move brings a lot to their character, and I just adore that film. It's my ultimate comfort watch. I've watched it several times on my birthday. I watched it a couple of months ago just because I was feeling a bit stressed, so I put it on. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Maybe one of the films I've seen the most. It's definitely the film I've watched the most as an adult. Although Beauty and the Beast probably has it pegged if we count childhood viewings. I have to say, my voice is really deep today. It's because I went to a party last night and it got a bit loud, and so I was having to speak up, and that has made my voice go super deep. Not that my speaking voice is a bit deep at the best of times. You wouldn't believe I'm a soprano. Number 7. Grandmama is an old classic witch. What is your favourite classic horror book? Dracula, any day of the week. I love Dracula. It's dramatic and exciting, and it doesn't seem to take itself 100% seriously. I don't know that much about it to be able to tell you whether, when Bram Stoker wrote it, this was something he deliberately had in mind. But it seems to just veer into silliness enough for it to be seeming like it's kind of a joke. Does that make sense? So, you know, you can read it and you can take it seriously while you're reading it, but you can also laugh and giggle a bit at certain aspects of it. It kind of plays with stereotypes and gender, and it seems a little bit camp, and I really like that about it. I love the ending. I love how the day is saved. I love the whole mythology and popular culture that surrounds it. Frankenstein just doesn't compare to Dracula for me. And I know all the great, wonderful things that Frankenstein is supposed to symbolise, you know, I studied it. Just, I can appreciate that, but it just doesn't do anything for me as an entertaining reading experience. And so there we go, that pretty much finishes the tag for me. There are some bonus questions. Number 8 is show us your horror books. I don't really have a collection of horror books. I have picked a couple of books which might be classed as horror, but I'm not really sure, up from my parents' house for a secret project. But I don't actually know how horrific they are. I won't until I read them. You know how some books you don't actually know whether they're horror or they're just supernatural? There's a kind of a line, and especially with supernatural romance as well. Some urban fantasy is more on the romance side than on the kind of action, magic and drama side, and sometimes you don't know that till you've read it. So yeah, I can't really do that one. Question number 9 is, what are you going as for Halloween this year? I can't tell you that. That would spoil the surprise. Although if you've seen my Instagram, you might be able to guess. And if you know me, you'll probably be able to guess, because I pretty much go with the same 2 or 3 things every Halloween. Number 10 is favourite Halloween films. I don't watch horror films really, you know, I've seen a couple, but I just don't watch them really as a rule. I don't like gore, I don't like to be disgusted, and that's pretty much the only thing I could get out of the majority of those films. Because I can be scared for characters, but I can't be genuinely scared because it doesn't seem realistic. I'm just going to put it out there. And, you know, I'm a person who reads a lot of weird and wonderful books, and I've read horror books, and it's been fine because I get more into the head of the characters, but when I'm watching a film, I'm not actually going to be scared for me. Some people, you know, they'll watch The Ring and they're terrified and have to copy the tape themselves because they think it's real. And that just seems bizarre to me because odds are I am not going to be killed by a creepy gal with hair all over her face, an axe-wielding murderer or sword-wielding murderer, whatever, or like a undead doll or something. I'm more likely to be killed by a car speeding down the street. I don't know, a freak electrical accident, a fire, somebody stabbing me because I don't have enough money in my purse, or, you know, cancer. Those things are scary. Those things could actually happen. Real life, to me, is more terrifying than anything in a movie. So, what most people seem to get out of horror films, I just don't. There you go, that turned into a bit of a ramble, didn't it? And that's the end of the tag. I really enjoyed it, so I am going to tag you. Yes, you. All of you watching this, you are tagged to do this tag because it was a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to see more from me, and you do want to see more from me and the other Bookish Brits, because we have a very exciting Halloween project coming up. Oh yes, you want to see it. I'm going to wear an awesome hat. That is at least 40% of the reason why you should stay tuned and subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave comments if you have responses to any of the things I've asked for responses for. And yeah, you'll see me in a couple of weeks. Bye!